Гледате Еден на Еден сезона 7. Вечерашни гости Ник Вујичиќ и Исидора Бјелица. А сега вашиот домакин Жарко Димитриевски.
Здраво, се Жарко Димитриевски. Ова е еден аплауз за Пеперминт. Господине Мешевски, аплауз за вице-премиерот. Седи. Се ми зема за рециклирање, немам што да ти кажам. Него многу ми се допаѓа дека ти легна амбрелава и дека си ја користиш без цигари.
Да ти кажам, се најде. Дека се чекам ред, у кафанче, сегде се наоѓа.
Ама тебе у кафанче ти е најбитно дека. Така тоа ти е тоа.
Ти што бреш?
Се гледа.
Уште се пунктов?
Добар сум, уште со пунктот, да, прекрасен пункт мебел. Зашо? Љубомориш?
Па не бе, ми се најавија некои луѓе за странски инвестиции да ми го позајми.
Не, никако. Океј, одиме понатаму. Денес имаме многу добри гости. Ти си одиш? Ајде, чао. Ајде, аплауз за Мешевски. Ајде, чао. Ми се допаѓа овој паметен пајак со ночари. Да, овој е паметниот пајак. На почетокот од секоја епизода сте навикнати да се смеете и забавувате со нашиот монолог, но овој пат ќе биде поинаку пајаче. Значи поинаква еден на еден ќе имаме и знам дека во прв момент дел од нашите фанови ќе се можеби разочарани, ама дозволете да ви кажам зошто се одлучив на ова. Денес ќе имаме навистина феноменални гости. Како ретко кога ќе имаме можност да разговараме со вистински херои од секојдневниот живот. Велат, надежта последна умира, но живееме во време кога не сум ни сигурен дали воопшто постои надежка и многумина и мое лично мислење дека на нашиот народ му треба итна доза на инспирација, позитивен дух и охрабрување за сето она што со себе го носи овој период и денот што доаѓа. Дали сум во право? Затоа одлучив да им ослободам простор на денешните гости. Светската звезда Ник Вујичиќ, човек кој покрај тоа што е роден без раце и нозе, денеска е можеби најпознатиот мотивацијски говорник во светот и вистински суперстар со 9 милиони следбеници на Facebook. 9 милиони. И Исидора Бјелица, познатата српска писателка на бестселери која е вистинско медицинско чудо, победувајќи го ракот за кој сите и прогнозирале дека нема што да се направи. Исидора Бјелица и Ник Вујичиќ денеска во еден еден останете со нас, наполнете се со храброст и од утре направете се да видите најдобриот човек што можете за вас и сите ваши блиски. Ова е тоа тешко што може да се направи за монолози и за зезање. Секогаш ќе имаме време. Јас мислам така да да одвоиме една посебна емисија и воедно би сакал да искористам ова да ве повикам да си ја купите Умрен човек од нашиот пријател Иги Џамбазов, Ник Вујичиќ и Исидора се следни во еден ден. Back in the 60s?
Back in 1960s, yeah. In 1962, my mum's family escaped the borders of Yugoslavia at the time.
И можда другите се плашат од тебе. Не и ја. Кажи ми нешто повише за него.
Па еве да речеме, најчесто зима можеш да го видиш.
Добри? Кажи ми како се вика. Кажи ми како се вика, ќе добиеш се што сакаш. Само ако не ми кажеш.
Кој е тој? Не ти кажу. После ја ќе бидам крив што сум ти кажал вистината.
Кажи кој е тој и ќе добиеш што сакаш.
Тоа е планински чај. Чај од планина е тој.
Што не кажеш, бе? Што не кажеш, бе? Ја вакви глупости пијам цело време. Не ми се игра. Нема врска, кажи што сакаш, ајде.
Ништо не дружи, само еден чај за мене.
Па рековме све што сакаш.
Па чај сакам.
Првиот мој денешен гостин е еден од најпознатите светски мотивацијски говорници, воедно и автор, воедно и татко, воедно и сопруг, воедно и човек кој што го инспирира целиот свет. Ова е неговата книга Живот без граници, која што може да си ја набавите и во Скопје, и на Амазон, ако сакате на интернет и било каде. Така да топло ви ја препорачувам. Тука е Ник Вујичиќ.
Hvala, hvala lepo.
Hello, Nick.
Kak si?
I'm great.
Good.
I'm great, thank you.
Good.
I was at your, what do you call it?
Speech, presentation,
Speech?
night
Yeah,
of
it
hope.
was wonderful.
Oh, I'm so glad that you were
Yeah,
there. Thank
you know,
for...
the best thing about it was the host. You know, wow, he was great.
Nah, he was great. He did
Wow.
great. He did great. I love it. Thank you for having me on your show.
Oh, it's really an honor.
And
It's
Macedonia,
really
thank
an
you so much for your welcome. Love you very much. Thank
honor.
you.
You know, you're the first guest. I've had guests that have been on Jimmy Kimmel,
Okay.
but they haven't. You're the first one that's been on Oprah.
Well, I've never been on Jimmy Kimmel, but
It's a milestone for me.
Is it a
you
milestone
know?
for you? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Oprah, like.
I bet. Yeah, no, she's.
What's she like?
Well, I didn't get to really talk to her. It was just on the stage and quick hug, and that was about
And
it.
that was it.
But it was good. I'm very, very thankful for the opportunity.
It was all professional, right?
Yeah, and that's fine. And I know she's very busy. That's fine.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, I do like what she was doing many years ago when she was really influencing a lot of people. And it's great to see other people becoming more of influence. And congratulations on your positive influence in this country as
Oh,
well.
thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Let me talk to you about your Serbian background.
Yes,
So your mother and father are born in Serbia, right?
that's right.
But you're born in Australia.
That's right.
Right. So what's the story here?
So my parents actually, when my mum was 6 years old, her family left.
Back in the 60s.
Back in 1960s, yeah. In 1962, my mum's family escaped the borders of Yugoslavia at the time and went across the Austrian Alps and then came to Australia. My dad was 15 years old in 1970. His family came to Australia, and then my mum and dad met, and so they met in Australia.
So they've met outside of Yugoslavia.
That's right, yeah, that's right,
great.
yeah.
And you're
yeah.
born in Australia?
Born in Melbourne, Australia,
Melbourne.
yeah, 1982, yeah.
Oh, great. You know,
Yeah.
nice. Good for you. You know.
It's a great country, great country. Very, very thankful though, because my parents really gave me a lot of good values and principles about being thankful for what I have and not taking things for granted and not just
Yeah.
expecting everything to be given to you, but to work hard and try to do what you can do, dream big and never give up. So my dad unfortunately has cancer. He's 61 years old, and so we're praying for him. And you know, cancer is difficult, loss is difficult, pain is pain. But when you have hope that even supersedes death and difficulties in life, we know that you can't touch the soul. You can't touch the spirit, and that's the sort of message I want to bring to everyone. That happiness isn't just on stuff on the outside, and not even just in the 90 years that we have here, but to know that there's a greater purpose for our life.
That's Nik Vujicić, right there. That is Nik Vujicić. But do you know any Serbian words? You know?
Pa da, kako da ne. Ja sam naučio malo srpskom kad ja sam bio mali za babi i deda. Molim, ja ne govorim vrlo dobro uopšte.
Mora govoriš?
Yeah, ali I don't practice it. And kad ne govoriš, onda zaboriš.
Of course, yeah.
Ali
That's the thing with me and girls, you know? It's all about practice. When I don't have it, man, no.
You know what? We got to understand that in life we have to make the best decisions we can, and the things that I wish were different for me, I want to try to do different for my sons.
Of course.
And so teach them the value. Teach them the value that happiness doesn't come from sex or money or drugs or alcohol. to know that, you know, you wait for your wife, you wait for the mother of your children as much as you can. And sex is not love. You know, you can have sex with anyone you want as long as you want, but you don't still find love. Love is a lifelong commitment, true love, someone who's going to be with you, serve you, and you're going to serve them. And so I just want everyone to know that you don't need a boyfriend to feel loved. You don't need to say the F word to be cool. You got to understand that that you're bigger than that, and the truth of your value is you're beautiful just the way that you are.
Wow, great. Man, you're so inspirational, man.
And so I'm going to teach some Serbian to my boys. Dejan, it's a Serbian name.
Why not?
He's 8 months old, and sad hima zubi. And then my other son, 3 years old, Kiyoshi, he's already taller than me. And I used to be worried. You know, there he is. That's Kiyoshi when he was young.
That's Kiyoshi?
Yeah, that was when he was young. And he's already taller than me. And sometimes he gives me high fives on my shoulder, sometimes high fives on my face. Oh. And you know, I used to be worried about how I'm going to hold my kids when they're crying.
Yeah.
But now when Kiyoshi cries, he comes and hugs me.
Oh.
And so I want people to know, that, you know, beautiful things can come from your broken pieces when you give your broken pieces a chance.
A chance. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's so good. So I want to ask you, you are born with this syndrome.
Yes.
You're like this all of your life. What was it like, you know, in school when you were young? The kids, did they tease you? How did you cope with that, you know?
Yeah, that's a really good question. When I was in Australia, I was actually the first disabled student to go to a normal school. And so because I was born in Australia and I had that opportunity, now I feel more responsibility to help other countries to integrate people with special needs into society. But it was very difficult, you know, when people even out of school, at the shopping center, at the park, everyone's looking at me, you know, and kids come up and they say, "What happened?" And I say, "Cigarettes." And nemoj da pušaš, nemoj da pušaš. And so, you know, it was difficult, you know, when kids put me down and you know, it was difficult to believe that I was beautiful the way that I was. It was difficult to believe that I would ever get a job.
You were a little boy.
And I was a little boy. But my parents always said, don't worry about what they say. You know, if they're not your friend, they missed out on a good friendship in you. And so that's what you got to understand, that to not judge people for how they look, but really who they are on the inside, that's what counts. And so it was difficult. I actually tried to commit suicide at age 10 because I felt like I had no hope. But we know that hope was there for me, and God had a plan to be a miracle for other people. And you don't need arms and legs to be happy. You don't need arms and legs to find purpose. And so sometimes in life there are circumstances around us that we feel disabled, but really the biggest disabilities are of the heart. And I am very thankful for my loving parents who helped me to never give up and helped me to believe that there was a big hope for my life.
And you wouldn't get to Oprah if you did that, man.
That's right. And you know, even if I did commit suicide, I'd never met my wife. And she's beautiful, she's amazing. She's half Japanese, half Mexican, Japsican. And she's just incredible, great mom. And you know what we want.
How did you meet her?
I met her at a speaking engagement. I looked at her, she looked at me, we fell in love, love at first sight, and I couldn't feel my legs when I saw her. And actually, you'll like this story. The way that I proposed to her, you know, Mali, kako kažeš, kolače, znaš?
Okay.
Yeah, little cream puff with custard and stuff. So the day that I was proposing to her, I rented a boat. We went out to the sea, blah blah blah, and
you did all of that.
And so we got the tray. We got a tray of little kolače, right?
Okay.
And there was some cream puffs, about 20 of them, and one of them had the ring inside of it.
1 of 20.
1 of 20.
How did you know which one was it?
We put a little bit of powdered sugar on the one.
Okay.
And so
what did you do? Take that.
So yeah, so I had to make sure that I was the first one to choose because I don't want her to choose that one. And so I got her to feed me the cream puff, and I finished the cream puff without choking on the ring. And I had now had it in my teeth, and I'm thinking, how am I gonna do it? How am I gonna do it? So baby, let me kiss your hand. Let me kiss your hand. I got mwah, 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 mwah. And I went down on her ring finger, and she's thinking, why are you sucking my finger, right? And
Damn, you're weird.
Yeah, what are you doing? And I promise I didn't lay a hand on her or anything, but it was really cool because when I pulled back, she saw the ring and she started crying.
Wow, that's
and
so
I said,
good.
I said, baby, I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you please marry me? And she started crying. And for about a minute or two, someone was a platula and plaka, and then I said, so you're gonna marry me?
So yes or no, man?
I said,
Are you crying for yes or are you crying for no? Make up your mind.
so she said yes, of course. And 6 months later, we got married and we danced for the first time. It was beautiful. And 1 year and 1 day.
You have a beautiful wife. Let
Thank
me
you.
congratulate you.
Thank you. Yeah,
she's-
thank you. I
she's
want to
good.
bring my family to Macedonia. I love your
please
country
do. Please
very
do.
much. No, really.
We'll go to
Um,
Ohrid. You'll see Ohrid. Ohrid is
I
wonderful.
heard it's beautiful. I heard it's beautiful. And so in 2018, when our boys are 5 years old and 3 years old, we're already planning to travel the world and hopefully definitely go to Serbia to see my origin and you know, beautiful places around. But definitely, I'm very, very much impressed with Macedonia.
But you're a practical joker, you know.
Yeah.
You're a bit of a tease yourself.
I am a little bit.
So what do you do when you're grown up? You know, do you make fun of? You know, everybody made fun of you when you were a kid.
Right.
But what do you do when you're an adult? Do you
Well,
make fun of them?
No, I don't make fun of anybody. It's more, I found different ways in how to have fun without, you know, poking anybody. And so one day we actually dressed me up as the pilot on a commercial airline. My friend was the commercial pilot. And he said, hey, let's make a joke. And I said, what's that? He said, let's dress you up as the pilot and have you greet the passengers and welcome them as they get on the plane. And it's on YouTube if you don't believe me. It was the funniest thing. And people were like, no, you're going to be flying the plane? I said, uh-huh.
So everybody's going on the
So
plane
everyone's
and they see
scared.
you as the pilot.
There were some people who were praying to God for the very first time.
Oh yeah.
It was, it was very funny. Very funny.
Wow.
So this car came up next to us, and this girl from the other car looked at me. And so she's looking at me, and she doesn't see anything
So
but...
I'm the girl.
Okay, so let's say you're the girl.
Yeah.
So then you're looking at me, I'm
Yeah, and
looking at her.
I'm-
No.
No?
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
But she's looking at me, and all she sees is my head. She doesn't see the rest of my body.
Yeah, of course.
So all she sees is my head. So imagine which camera you want. This camera? So
yeah.
imagine all you see is my head. I just did this. And she thought my head did a 360-degree spin, and her face was like, it was very, very funny. And so, yeah.
Man, you're hilarious. I mean, and you've done all kinds of stuff in your life. You've even skydived.
Yes, my knees were shaking.
When was this? Where was this?
You know, it was in 2000 and I think early 2012, just before we got married. Me and my wife, we
Were you
did it.
afraid? You know, it's like
No,
skydiving, man.
it was very scary. If you are, I'm gonna say when I was single, I thought to myself, I want to do this once a year. Because I loved it. It was such a great adrenaline rush. It was a great...
It's wonderful, huh?
It's a beautiful
I
experience.
should do that.
And definitely do it because...
I won't pee my pants. Or maybe.
But it's very scary.
It is,
You think you're ready, and then just as you're jumping, you're like, what am I doing?
At the right very moment.
And
when-
you're like, wow, and you jump out, we did a backflip, it was crazy. And, but now when you're married and then have children,
it's not so easy right now.
you will
huh?
never jump out of a plane again.
Oh,
It
makes sense.
changes you.
It makes sense. You were 19 when you did your first, let's say, motivational speech?
Yeah, one of the big speeches, yeah.
Yeah, and when was the time and where was it when you did a speech in front of more than 100,000 people?
I did it in 2008 in India, 110,000
India?
people, yeah. And then we were on TV in 2010, on TV to
So
250,
you're big in India? right?
250 million people all across Latin America. And
Oh,
so
it was broadcasted? It was-
broadcasted, yeah, live. And so we're very, very thankful. I've been able to meet now 14 presidents, spoken in front of 8 governments. And when I speak to a government, we talk about people, first of all, with special needs to go into society more and more. We talk about bullying at school. And so I have a program that 77 schools are actually going through right now in America. And I speak to about 1 million students at a time in America.
And you want the organization to go worldwide?
And we
is
do
that
want
a plan?
Yeah, and we definitely want to do this in Macedonia because, you know, when you look at unrest, for real, let's look at this world for a second.
Okay.
There are 1 billion people going hungry, right?
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah.
There-
1/7 of the
One
whole
seventh of the
population.
world. When you look at war, when you look at instability, when you look at uncertainty, it's really because bullying, really. It begins
So it lies in the upbringing?
it lies within the human nature of self-preservation, and then based upon the values and principles that you're brought up with and culture says is good or okay or acceptable, some culture, basically in many cultures around the world, it's okay and accepted to tease somebody at school. It's okay to gossip at school. It's okay to put down. It's okay to push people around.
How to stop that?
So how do we do that? How do you do that? So how do you stop that? You actually start with definitely the teenagers, because you got to understand that this world needs to be a better place. And everyone agrees. I've never met anybody who said, nope, our world is perfect, right? But then who is going to be the one to change it? Is there going to be laws in the government to change things?
No.
Is there going to be more money to change things? It's got to be, first of all, with the hearts of the people. Because the hearts of the people is the culture, and the culture of a nation is really the leading counterfeit.
But basically the change lies within all of us.
Within all of us. So if you want more generosity, be generosity. You want to see less corruption, be integrity. If your father cheated on your mother, you know what that does to your home.
Of course.
Don't do that for your kids. Understand to learn from what's happening in your own life, so that where we see the phase and season of Macedonia here, learn from it, grow from it, move forward.
We have so much lessons to learn in Macedonia, man.
We can be a better place.
Yeah.
That I can be a better father than my father was for me.
Yeah.
So I can be a better employee. I can be a better citizen of my country, so we can build my country and the future of my children.
So listen up, politicians. You can be better politicians than the ones before you. You know? How did you start doing this? How did you start going around the world and giving speeches?
Yeah.
Who was the guy that said, Nick, come on,
Let's do it.
Go!
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's really, really amazing. And I'm very, very thankful to God. I really am, because it's a miracle. The cleaner at my school was the one who actually inspired me to be a speaker. Not my parents, a cleaner. And he looked at me one day.
It's kind of like Good Will Hunting story,
It's amazing,
you know?
right? Really. But that's the beautiful thing about life. Yes, you have depression. And if you understand to be thankful for what you have, and then go to a hospital where there are children dying of cancer, and you go and you stop thinking about yourself, and you take time on a Saturday, take time on a Friday night, and go to these parents and bring a guitar, bring a toy, bring a book, bring something for these kids to forget about their problems, because it's difficult for them and they don't remember the last time they laughed. And when you actually help someone else laugh, and you help someone else become maybe a little bit more happier just for the day, it helps you. That's what real Christianity is. It's not that, oh, this is my religion and this is my ritual. No, if you're a Christian, you have to love people. You can't forget the orphans. You can't forget the widows.
It helps them, it helps you.
And that's the way God designed us, that we're a family. If my brother is suffering and he has no clothes, and I say, God bless you, but I don't give him clothes, I'm not a real Christian. So my story is basically, a janitor came to me and he said, Nick, you're going to be a speaker. And I said, you're crazy, ti si lud, šta kažeš, right? And šta pričaš, right? And he said, no, you're gonna share your story. And I said, I don't have a story. And
what's my story?
What's my story, right? And he said, no, you're going to share your story. You know, Nick, you should start talking to some students here at the school. And I said, I don't have anything to share. And he said, no, please, please, please. And I said, no. For 3 months, he said, please. And I said, no. Then I said, yes. So he would just stop annoying me.
It took 3 months?
3 months.
Wow.
And,
you're not so persuasive.
And so what happened was, as I spoke, I saw people crying. And I thought, why are they crying? And I didn't realize that words of hope and thought-provoking presentations of value, thought-provoking presentations about hope, how much do you love yourself, is the first key. Because if you never give yourself a chance, how do you think this world's going to give you a chance? If you don't accept you for who you are.
So let's say I'm single.
So yeah.
And I'm not happy, and I'm like, I gotta get a girlfriend, I gotta marry, but no one likes me, you know.
So
if I'm not happy single,
right,
I wouldn't be happy at all when I'm married.
Well, this is true, because you got to understand that marriage itself is actually a lifetime of sacrifice. Lifetime of sacrifice where you put your wife's needs above your needs, where you serve her more than you serve yourself. And when both people in a marriage feel that they're serving the other person more, that's when you have an okay marriage. If you feel like, well, she should do this for me and I should have sex every...
I'm out at my job
I'm
all the
doing my
time,
job and I'm in, and
she's
you
not
should
doing
treat
nothing.
me. How come you're not giving me enough attention every 2 weeks? I don't care how much money I make. My wife doesn't care how much money I make, but we care about how much we love each other, how much we talk to each other, how much we communicate. Do I take her on a date? Do I get her flowers? And she also cares about how much I father my children.
But I gotta ask you, you're born and raised in Australia.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound, I don't want to come up bad and something, but
No, it's okay.
if you were in Macedonia, let's say, or in Serbia, it would have been like 100 times more difficult for you, right?
With my disability or about
Well,
marriage?
yeah, with your disability,
absolutely.
you wouldn't have been, Nik Vujicić right here on the
No,
cover.
you're right.
I mean.
You're right. Even if I was born to the same parents in the same country
Yeah.
5 years prior, I
So
wouldn't.
what to do, about that problem?
Right. So you can't wish for something to change that you can't change. It is what it is. You accept what you can accept, and you do your best, and God does the rest. So for me, because I was born in Australia, because I had an education, because I was not an orphan, I'm now feeling more responsible in my life and a burden to help lift up other people around the world. So it's not about, well, I wish. I was that too. I wish I had arms and legs. And I could have, even born in Australia, even with education, I still could have sat in a chair and say, oh, poor me, I have no arms and no legs, I'm never going to get married, and I'm sad, and I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. Anyone can do that. And I've seen actually more happy people who are poor than happy
Around the
people
world?
who are rich.
Is that true?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you right now, your spirit and your soul and your faith helps you in all things, because I'll tell you right now, I would rather be a poor man who is honest than a rich man who is a liar. I would rather be somebody who understands, well, I can only bring this much at home for my wife and for my kids, but I spend time with my kids. I am friends with my children. That, to me, when you have that value of understanding money is money, money will come, money will go. There will be different seasons in life, but the hearts of your children, the minds of your children, family is so important to me.
Yeah, great. We have to wrap it up.
Can I just say, Macedonia, I love you very, very much. And I'm praying for you. I know the time of difficulty that you're in as a country. And I want to just tell you that I don't know what religion you have, but I want you to know that faith in God and prayer is very, very important. And I just hope that you see that if God had a plan for a man without arms and legs to be his hands and feet, God can rescue, God can restore, God can heal any one of you and any one of your problems in your country. So I've seen many things in my life. You know I've met Muslims. You know I've met Hinduism. You know I've met atheistic people around the world. And I just want you to understand, hope is real. And when you can get up in front of 600 teenagers in India who were slaves, these 600 teenagers who were 17 years old, they were sold into slavery, sex slavery at age 10, sold by their parents for $700 US.
But their own parents.
By their own parents. Now, if you want to talk to them about hope, what are you going to talk to them about?
Yeah, what do you say?
So what do you say? And
So here's Nik Vujicić.
and what do you say? I was very humbled. I can't talk to them about some other religions, because when you actually research other religions, these girls are already rejected by those religions.
Because they're sex
Because
slaves.
they're sex slaves. So what do you talk about?
Well,
Do you talk about reincarnation?
oh yeah.
Well, better luck next time.
Oh yeah.
Just be positive. I'll tell you, even some leaders of the most powerful countries think that knowledge is everything. What are you going to give them? More knowledge?
So just read.
Just read? No. Don't worry, I love you. Oh, here's some money. No. What are you going to talk about? when you know that there is hope, and it works even for sex slaves, when you understand that death comes to us all, this life is hard, but it's not the end, that heaven is real. You know what happened to these girls after?
What happened?
These girls now, this is one of my favorite stories in the world.
Come on, share
and
it.
thank you for letting me share it.
Yeah.
These girls now have gone through a rehabilitation camp, and now they found a job, and they get money, little bit of money.
So they're in the society.
So now they're in society.
Okay.
And they save up money, not for a car, not for a house.
What did
They
they do?
save up money to go back to the brothels.
Okay.
And they go to the own house that they were once a slave in. And they go to
the
the
exact
master,
same
exact
brothels.
same brothel. And they go up to their master and look him in the eye and say, I know you hurt me. And I know that you're making money out of hurting other people. But I'm praying for you because there is a better plan that God has for you. And I forgive you and I love you.
Man, that's powerful,
Can
man.
I wash your feet?
Wow, damn.
These slaves wash the feet of their
I'm speechless,
ex-master.
Nick.
And they give them $700 and they say, give me a slave. Here's $700.
So they're freeing
And they
another
take
slave.
a slave, take him through a rehabilitation camp, and then together they get money and go back.
Oh man, damn.
That is hope. That is hope.
Can I ask you something?
Please. I want to tell you I love you so much, by the way.
Would you like to be our prime minister?
That's the best question anybody's asked me. That's great.
Where do you go now?
My answer is no. Thank you. No, thank you. It's a difficult job.
That would have been great.
But let me tell you.
You're too honest to be a politician, you know that?
Yeah, that's why I'm not a politician. I just want to say, though, even though this is an event, because of my bloodline in the Balkan region, I'm 33 years old. I'm not 63. I'm not 93, okay? So I'm young. And we do not just say, hi, bye, God bless you, never give up. That's not what we do. But know that within 3 years, we'll be coming back to the Balkan region. I don't know where we'll be exactly speaking, but I'm sure that there will be a large event. And we just want more people to be positive and never give up. And also, I'm actually, if I can have your support as well, we want to introduce curriculum into schools to never give up, and good faith, not faith, but values-based curriculum, self-esteem, responsibility.
Our doors are open for you, man.
I would love for you to have a video as well to encourage, students one day. And so just know that you're in my heart, and this is not the end. I'm your brother, and I thank you for your welcome, and I'll be coming back to Macedonia many times over the decades ahead. Where do I go from here? I don't even know. Let me think. I'm going to Serbia today. I'm there for 48 hours, and then I go to Montenegro.
Oh, you're back in Macedonia.
Yeah, I'm coming back. And then I go to Montenegro for one day, and then I go home. And so I'm very thankful to go home.
Yeah, so, Ник Вујичиќ, Живот без граници. Ова е книгата. Можете да си ја купите, да си прочитате, да се инспирирате за Ник Вујичиќ. And you said it all.
Wait, let me stand up here. Anyone done this yet?
Oh, no one done that, man. You're great. Ник Вујичиќ беше ова, дами и господа.
God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Always right, anytime.
Thank you. What's your name? Nena. Nena? N-E-N-A?
N-E-N-A, yeah.
Czekaj.
You have a better writing than me, man.
Drži ovdje. Hvala.
We should have done this on Serbian, you know. Wait.
Good. Thank you.
побрзо плаќање од ова. Здрави!
Луѓе стално ме прашуваат две прашања. Првото, добро ме мешиш. Зашто никогаш не одговараш на првото прашање во овие прилози? А второто е, зашто не пушиш обични цигари? Електронските цигари немаат ефект на пасивно пушење. MC7 со другарчињата, си уживам во моите вкусови и се забавуваме со моите вицеви. Слушајте во вицеви го кажам. Да си биле лисицата и мечката. И лисицата и вика на мечката. Амари, од кај ти ја крзново? Ја гледа и вика.
Sad kad umreš, kaže, vidjet ćeš svetlost, lepe slike, nemoj tamo da ideš. Kako rekao tamo da ne idem?
Секоја кесичка чај е произведена следејќи ја традицијата и е зачинета со единствена грижа и љубов за вас. Good Nature – најдоброто чајникот на природата. Алкалоид, Скопје.
Вистинско темно. Златен даб. Дарк.
Пи, Монца, биди број 1.
Хидромал Флекс, број 1 хидроизолација од Адинг, гарантирано сува во вашите купатила, кујни, тераси, бањи и подруми. Македонски производ и докажано најдобро решение. Хидромал Флекс. За начинот на употреба, дозирањето и примената задолжително консултирате со вашиот матичен мајстор или градежен инженер.
Денеска е ден на книги во Еден. Да, значи купете си умрен човек на Џамбазов. Бога ми закупување се и овие две што се тука. Овие се од мојата следна гостинка која на сајмот на книга неодамна, значи ги имаше да се купат овие две книги. Тоа се Да се љуби и да се умре на Карибите и сама, значи тука е и ми е голема чест што е тука Исидора Бјелица. Како си, Исидора? Добра ли си?
Извънредно.
Ти си секогаш одлична.
Да.
Секогаш одлична. Ева, тука чајчето нека ни седи ако ни притреба. Морам прво за книгиве да те прашам пред се, бидејќи знам дека имаш многу книги.
Da,
Колку
više
се
nego
сенат?
godina.
Повеќе,
Da,
точно.
oko 55 knjiga.
И како стигна сите да ги напишеш? Цело време пишуваш?
Svo vreme.
Секој ден?
Na aerodromu, u kadi, u krevetu.
На
Krevet je
што, на
moje
што
radno
пишуваш?
mesto.
Како? На таблет, на електронски или old fashion?
Elektronski, nema kod mene old
Нема
fashion.
веќе-
Old fashion garderoba, a pisanje elektronski.
Види си, Исидора, добро. Книгата сама, имам еден податок кој вели дека е најбрзо распродадена книга во Македонија.
Da, u posljednjih 70 godina. Hvala Makedonija.
Што се случило пред 71 година?
Ne znam.
Книгата на Јордан Пиперката пред 80 била продавана очигледно. Сама е роман, така?
Sama je roman, da.
Ама е малце биографски, малку.
Potpuno autobiografski. Ja sam bila dovoljno luda kad sam imala 21 godinu da odem u Meksiko da tražim smisao života.
Тоа го направи?
A u stvari ceo roman je priča o traženju šta smo ovde, šta radimo na ovoj planeti, ali ima i nekih tajnih stvari koje su uzburkale javnost.
Например, највеќе, што беше највеќе?
Evo za tebe samo, to nisam pričala nigde. Znači, ja sam bila u Švajcarskoj na lečenju u nekoj klinici gde su bili sve scientolozi.
Така.
I onda sam saznala neke tajne i bila sam dovoljno bezobrazna da to stavim
Da im gi
unutra.
pišeš u knjige.
Da, i sad će Tom Cruise da poludi.
Кој го врти Том Круз? Кажи ја тајната. Што е тајната? Зашто плаќа $500,000?
Sad ćete čuti, to je nešto najluđe na svijetu.
Ама и тие и општо се најлуди на светот.
Pazi, ja sam ležala tamo prikačena za infuzije, znaš, i onda mi kaže doktorka, ti sad, kaže, kad umreš, ja kažem, pa neću još da umrem. Pa dobro, kaže, ali sad kad umreš, kaže, vidjet ćeš svetlost, lepe slike, nemoj tamo da ideš. Kako rekao tamo da ne idem? Ne, tamo vas čipuju vanzemaljci.
Wow.
To oni plaćaju $500,000.
Wow, Том Круз е навистина будал. Позната си по шешири.
Да.
Бар знаеме дека ти си со различен шешир на секоја слика што ја има на интернет.
Јесте, да.
Се на се. Overall, колку шешири имаш, дали воопшто знаеш?
Pa, znaš šta, kraljica Elizabeta i ja, tu smo negde.
Тука сте.
Да.
Значи немаме точна бројка, ама веќе сме об кралицата.
Tu smo s tim što ja pravim šešire, ona ne pravi.
Па добро, може она да ти ги купува твоите.
A neće ona.
A ne ih daš?
Ne, ona samo ove svoje
Па
dizajne.
добро.
Da. Ali Lady D je bila moja poznanica.
Си имаш запознаено?
Da, i ona, zahvaljujući njoj sam i napisala knjigu o crnogorskim princezama. Tata je primao neku Stauntonovu nagradu i onda ona prišla da se upozna i pitala me šta mislim o crnogorskim princezama i mene je bilo blam, jer nisam znala ništa.
Тоа те праша?
Da, nju je to
Од сите
interesovalo.
работи на светот?
Pa interesuje te princeze, Raspućin, dvorske zablude, seksualni skandali, svašta
Ти
je
викаш,
bilo.
бате ли тоа, кажи со Чарлз се разведуваш или не? Кажувај.
Tad još to nije bilo aktuelno.
А, добро.
Ali da znaš, upoznale smo.
Како ти реагираат луѓе, например, бидејќи патуваш многу? Значи, не знам дали знаете, ама Исидора патува по цел свет буквално.
Tri put sam obišla zemaljsku kuglu.
Во колку земји неброени?
Da.
Кој знае?
Da.
Како ти реагираат луѓе на шеширите, бидејќи нема сегде култура на носење шешири? Пример, во авион, во брод, кога ќе им влезеш со, не знам, шешири, како ти реагираат?
Pa oni vole, stalno se slikaju jer misle da sam ili neka kraljica, a ja sam samo vojvotkinja, ili sam neki celebrity. Tako sam dobila i reviju da radim šešire na Karibima, jer su putnici u onom upitniku na pitanje šta vam se najviše dopada odgovorili Lady with the hats. I ja dobih reviju džabe i onda smo tako putovali.
Чекај, ти одиш на крстарење.
Da,
И ти си патник, нормален.
običan putnik.
И
Da.
после патниците во анкетарот, што ви се допада
Da
највеќе,
im je to
викаат
najzabavnije.
жена на шеширина. Добро. И те наградија со ревија.
Da, i dobili smo besplatno krstarenje. Ja strašno volim da dobijam besplatne stvari i onda to mi se stalno dešava.
Ети една монца.
Hvala.
Па што да не? Ке ти оди убаво со зеленото.
Slaže se uz mene.
При тие патувања, како успеаш ти се ти да се шверцаш не во автобус, во авион?
On to zna, jao Bože.
Како успеа да се švercaš во авион, бе, Исидора?
To je ludačka priča, ja sam možda jedina osoba koja se švercovala u avionu.
Па да!
Pazi, to je bilo davno, znači imala sam 28 godina i bila sam trudna. U Španiji s mojim ocem smo neki turnir i meni je bilo stalno muka, a imala sam onu takozvanu PEX tarifu, ne možeš da je menjaš. Ako je menjaš, traže ti još 1.000 evra.
Така, не ти се исплаќа.
Ja para nikad nemam i sad kažemo šta da radimo, kako da se vratimo. Zovemo kompaniju, kukamo, ja trudna, izađete u susret, neće. Kaže tata, sad ćeš da se švercuješ. Kako bre tata? I mi lepo, razumeš, uzmemo one stikere, tečni puder, ja vidim broj leta koji će biti za 2 dana, upišem ok, taj let i rezervišem to, ali ne platim. I ja dođem, oni kažu, pa ja kažem ok. Pretrnula sam, svo vreme sam čekala da me uhapse, međutim stigla sam i onda je tata zvao i kompaniju i rekao samo da znate, moja čerka se uspešno švercovala.
А им кажа?
Da! Da.
Да ја скратиме приказната, после тоа по тебе е направен филмот Catch Me If You Can со Леонардо Ди Кој го гледа, го знае. Морам да те прашам, бидејќи знам дека беше пријателка со Тоша. Така. Добро, кога дозна, бидејќи сте, да речеме, блиски, кога дозна, кај беше во тој момент кога дознаваш за Тоша?
Nikad nisam pričala javno, jeste da sam ja bukvalno bila u kolima, znači 10-15 minuta iza njega. Znači ja sam išla za Banja Luku na književno veče i videli smo da su neka kola slupana i da je nesreća, a nisam znala da mi je unutra drug.
Kajka pojma nemaš koja.
Da, jezivo. Tako da, eto zamisli, bila sam, znači, bukvalno 15 minuta. Ti
dozna tek od posle?
Tek posle sam saznala da je to on i bilo mi je mnogo teško i isto nikad nisam pričala, imam napisan scenarij o Tošetu i volela bih da se to realizuje.
Kakvo scenarijo? Filmsko, televizijsko?
Filmski TV scenarijo, da. Jer sam, ne postoji...
Gotovo je?
Da, ne postoji ni veća zvezda, ni bolji čovek od Tošeta. A ja sam upoznala mnogo njih.
Tošet, cijela je strada na Balkanu.
Da.
Imaš šansi ova da se realizira?
Vidjet ćemo, možda ti si taj magični čovek.
Čekaj, daj da apelirаме. Значи, повик до сите сериозни режисери.
Да, tražimo ga.
Имаме сценарио, дај да направиме ТВ серијал за Тоша.
Да.
Па ако не за него, за кого? Одлично. Ја го поддржувам овој проект, да знаеш, и ќе пробаме нешто да направиме. Воедно, кога сме кај Естрадава, знам дека си голем пријател, а дури овде прочитав, значи романот сама вели, овој роман е посветен на ангелската душа на Владо Ѓоргиев. Благодарение на неа доби време и сила да го напишам.
Да.
Се работи за наш Владо Ѓоргиев?
Jeste, Vlada je stvarno anđeo i meni je pomogao mnogo u životu.
Дури и пееше за Анđele.
Da. I on je meni kao brat i držim fige za njega u životu, da dobije bebu.
Pa evo go. Čeka tata, ќе виде татко. Да. Владо Ѓоргиев, добро, се знаевте исто вака од емисии од
Da, i onda kad sam ja stvarno bila u teškoj situaciji, on je održao koncerte da bi mogla da se lečim, nije razmišljao ni dan, ovako samo. Da, stvarno je car.
А ти тогаш почна да се бориш со ракот, така?
Da, 3 godine. 3 godine.
И Владо направи концерти специјално за тебе. Браво, бе, Владо, алал нека ти, браво, Владо. Владо е господин. Добро, морам сега да те прашам за ова. Значи се работи за рак на јајници. Тоа е најтешкото, најпредизвикувачко поглавје од твојот живот. Како што кажавме, се живо и диво имаш правено, имаш патувано низ цел свет. Што се случува прво кога дознаваш Исидора такво нешто? Што прво ти доаѓа на памет, кој ти кажува? Мислам, тоа гарант е гаден момент.
Pa da, ne očekuješ to u da kažem, 40-im ranijem, ali prvo sam pomislila šta će moja deca. Vila ćerka imala samo 11, Lav 17. A drugo, verovali ne, da shvatiš koliko sam ja otkačena osoba, sam pomislila, Bože, ja više nikad neću biti u Metropolitan Operi u Njujorku. Toliko volim operu. I onda je jedan moj prijatelj koji je znao za to mi bukvalno platio da odem u Met između hemioterapija, da još jednom čujem boeme.
Браво, одличен подарок.
Да.
Одличен подарок. Исидора, оваа да речем голгота борба, трае 4 години и во тие рок од 4 години добиваш најлоши прогнози што може. Така, кога почнува работава да оди на малку подобро, тоест кога има надеж, кога е тој момент кога гледаш дека чекај, не е толку лоша работа?
Pa, zahvaljujući prijateljici iz Atine, čula sam za Adži Badem Sistinu.
A naša Sistina?
Da, pa meni je Makedonija srećna zemlja.
A kaj беше da se лекуваш?
A pre toga sam bila u 12 zemalja različitih. Da,
za lekovanjeto?
12 zemalja, najrazličitije klinike, Švajcarska, Engleska, Amerika, Florida, Rusija, sve sam opisala u knjigama i kad sam došla u Sistinu bilo je jako loše moje stanje, znači imala sam skoro oko 70 metastaza i moram da vam kažem da ste čudo srećni da imate takvu bolnicu. Evo za 7 meseci lečenja ja sam danas cancer free.
Така и да остане.
Дай Боже, дай Боже.
Така и да остане. Мислам, тоа е вечна борба, така, тука никогаш не се знае.
Apsolutno večna borba, ali pazi, šanse da se ovo desi, meni se bolest 3 puta vratila. Znači šanse...
3 puta?
3 puta. Ljudi obično 60% njih umre prvi put, ostali deo drugi put. Zamisli kad se 4. put uspeš da izboriš sa tim i zaista hvala najboljem timu lekara.
Ti si silna žena, ej. Ti si silna žena. Ej, ti si silna žena.
Da. Hvala stvarno beskrajno timu lekara i sestara Sistine, jer mi smo verovali u nemoguće i negde suština života, ja volim da kažem ljudima, da nikad ne odustajemo. Ja se sećam kad je došla moja doktorka ovde iz Sistini, bilo je neprijatno da mi pokaže PET scan, tako je bio strašan, sve svetli, sve su metastaze. Ja kažem, ali doktorka, imamo dobru vest. Ona kaže, šta? Ja kažem, pa centar za humor mi nije napadnut. Znači, šanse su velike. Dakle, nema odustajanja nikada. Apsolutno ne smemo da odustanemo nikada. Znaš u Rokiju kad kaže koliko god te život udari, jako tvoje samo da ustaneš i da veruješ u nemoguće.
Ma kakov Roki be, Исидора Бјелица?
Pa da.
Това treba. Роки. Ko je Роки? Значи, тебе ти беше lucky number 13. После 12 земи Македонија и Систина се покажа...
Македонија, to je neverovatno, potpuno.
Вау, имаме и ние нешто.
И то најболje, морам да ти кажам.
И тоа најдобро. Се слагам. Бидејќи имаш водено и многу емисии, правено за телевизија. Стварно си сестра на личност и ми е многу драго што си ми гостува.
Такође.
Која ти била најгледаната емисија? Дали е вистина дека најгледаната емисија нема везе со естрада, со тоа што си правила?
Да, to je jako smešna priča. Ja sam radila 3 ili 4 godine u Bosni. Vodila sam emisije na Benu
i putуваше од Србија
putovala sam i vodila deo tih gosti u kolima.
Primer Vlada Georgijev.
Jeste, i Ceca, i svi su gostovali kod mene. Zaista sve najveće zvezde. I sad treba da snimim emisiju, jurim ka granici, sutra putujem za Brazil. Moram snimim 2 emisije.
Tako, imaš karta, ne šverc?
Ovaj put imam kartu.
Aha, dobro.
I sada dolazim na granicu i vidim da su svinjogojci zatvorili granicu, štrajkuju zbog otkupa cena svinje.
Znači traktori,
Traktori, viče se, svinje, dajte nam veći otkup svinja. I sada ne puštaju da prođe ni američki ambasador, ni hitna pomoć, ništa. Ja kažem mužu, jao, propali smo, šta ćemo sad?
Nema snimanja, nema odenja u Brazil.
Nema snimanja, nema Brazila, nema para, nema ništa. Kaže meni muž, pa kako šta ćemo? Penji se na traktor i drži govor, podrži svinjogojce.
Zašto? Za da te puštat?
I ja stvarno popnem se na traktor i
Vakva celata ko što si.
Tako, sa šeširom se. Braćo svinjogojci, idemo svi na televiziju da postignemo veći otkup cena.
A gde? Kod mene u emisiju?
Kod mene u emisiju. I pokupim 2 babe iz štrajkačkog odbora.
Dobro.
I baba dođe sa mnom i umesto da krene da priča o svinjama...
Ne li to što je tema?
Da, ona krene da priča kako je njen muž seksualno impotentan. I ja sve, ma gospođo svinjama, kaže, ma kakva svinja, šta da radim, njemu se ne diže, ja sam propala. To je bilo ludačka gledanost.
Baba, babička, a?
6 miliona ljudi. Dakle, baba se razvela, ali dobili smo veći otkup svinja.
Hell je! To! Ovo je minuta sa Јагнером. Тука е Мешевски да биде судија нормално и денес го имаме Васе и Александра и имаме тука, така што ќе се надпреваруваме да видиме кој е по снаодлив, веројатно. Така?
Спремен пред се.
На микрофон ве молам, господине Мешевски, политичар, искусен како вас, тоа да не го знае. Правилата се едноставни. Јас прашувам кој прв го земе Јагнерот, има право да одговори, плюс 1 поен за секој точен, а минус 1 за секој неточен. Мешевски, оставаме на тебе. Бидејќи Јагнер кремот за дламински третман содржи екстракти што ја чистат вашата кожа, што е спротивно нагоре?
Доле.
Така е! Ако Јагнер млекото за тело има депантенол, ако е ова 7-та сезона на Еден на Еден, која сезона беше минатата?
6-та.
Токму така! Јагнер подлогата за кожа содржи глина. Како се вика детето од книгата за џунглата?
Не знаеш.
Тарзан.
Како се вика?
На Джейн да не мислиш.
Детето со Балу, мечокот? Могли, точен одговор! Јагдар млекото за тело за нормална да сува кожа содржи атлантоин што ја помага хидрацијата. Кој е моментален председател на Македонија?
Георги Иванов.
Не знаеме додека се емитува, но точен одговор. Јагдар тоникот содржи комбинација на хидратантни состојки. Дали Скопје има главен град?
Има.
Нема. Скопје е главен град. Ако јагдар марамчињата комплетно ја чистат кожата од вишок од маснотија. Која е препоследната буква во македонската азбука? Препоследната буква? Дж, точен одговор, да. И точно, браво.
3. Па утно, не. Минус 1.
Како и колку е сега?
3-1.
3-1, не,
О, на лопа се.
Сигурен си? Вау, мислам дека е местена оваа работа, но резултатите на Мешевски велат дека Александра победила 3-1. Не знам Васе, не сум сигурен, но двајцата добиваат Јагнер. Една фотка за вечноста. Уште еднаш само подсетување сама од Исидора Бјелица и да се љуби и да се умре на Карибите ги имате од Просветно дело е издаваштвото, да си ги купите. Завршуваме секогаш со светло-темно, една рубрика каде што јас те прашувам тебе, ако е овде 20 часот, дали е светло-темно негде?
Да ја тебе питам, а?
Сакаш?
Ајде. Добро, ако е овде 20,
Добро.
дали е светло или тамно на Гвадалупеу?
Каде?
Гвадалупе!
Гвадалупе?
О май гад!
Светло.
Браво!
Добро е. Исидора, Good Nature чаеви за тебе, ова се најубавите чајчиња од витаминка.
Предивно.
Имаш тоа, ова ти Орео флат да одиме на вечера додека си тука. Многу убаво место, прекрасна летна бавча има. И уште една монца ќе ти дадам.
Дивно, хвала.
Па што, Исидора Бјелица весела.
Секоја кесичка чај е произведена следејќи ја традицијата и е зачинета со единствена грижа и љубов за вас. Good Nature, најдоброто чајникот на природата. Алкалоид, Скопје.
Британското министерство за здравје потврди дека електронската цигара е 95% поздрава алтернатива, вистински проверена. Електронска цигара со клинички испитани течности. Амбрела. Од сега има повеќе од 30 амбрела и хенди продажни места широм Македонија, во сите подобро снабдени аптеки.
Екоцигари.мк.
Ова е перо. Тој има тросовен стан од 80 на квадрати. За само 2500 денари месечна рата. Перо стави прозорци од врвна класа и автоматски алуминиумски ролетни низ целиот стан. Прозорците штедат толку многу енергија, што Перо за 2 години заштеди доволно да ја купи автомобил на Мира. Мира де сопругата. Роломатик. Врвниот квалитет никогаш подостапен.
Bila sam, ne znam, možda 1000 emisija, oko žarete najbolje. Nikad se bolje nisam provela. Nevjerovatan tim.